What's up, explorers? Nick, and here at Mastery of Money, we are committed to you focusing on money now, so you do not have to worry about the money later. In this episode, we are highlighting this beautiful tree right here, and we're also talking about what do millennials spend money on? Now, I can't speak for all millennials, but I am a millennial. I am 27 years old. I was born in 1992, and here's some stats that I found that were very, very interesting. Now, for me, I spend money on coffee. A little bit of a fun fact, embarrassing fact. When I graduated college in 2014, I was working in San Francisco and I was working 70 to 80 hours a week. And so inside of that, I spent a lot of money on coffee. I would drink minimum 7 to 8 cups of coffee a day. And of course I had coffee in the office, but I got bored of that, quite frankly. And so I would go out and spend money on 3 to 4 cups of coffee a day, every single day, 7 days a week. And when I actually started tracking my finances, what I discovered was that I was spending $455 a month, $455 a month, $455 a month on coffee alone. Now I know what you're thinking. In certain places in the US, that's more than my rent payment. That's more than my car payment. That's more than I pay for groceries. That's more than I paid for all of my clothes in the last 2 years. I know, I get it. And once I started looking at the numbers, I stopped spending money on coffee. Now it costs me 50 cents a cup of coffee because I buy a huge package of 100 and it's like 20 bucks. So I think the math on that makes it 50 cents. 100 cups of coffee. Anyway, I'm saving a ton of money. But here's what I found that was interesting. 60% of millennials spend more than $4 on a cup of coffee every single day. So when I read that, I was like, oh, I'm not alone. But that's still pretty scary. Now, what do millennials spend money on? The generalization is that millennials are much more focused on experiences. And I would say for me, that is very, very true. For me, experiences looks like traveling as well as music festivals. I have no problem dropping money on a plane ticket, and I have no problem dropping money for a music festival. Especially if you watch the other episode where I dropped $2,000 for an all-inclusive destination festival in Cancun. The other thing that I found interesting was that 70% of millennials would be willing to spend more money eating out if it was Instagram worthy. Now, for those of you who may not be millennials, or for those millennials that don't know what Instagram worthy is, first of all, I don't know why you would be in that category, but for those of you who don't know what Instagram worthy is, Instagram worthy means that you're at a restaurant, that you can take a picture, that you can post on social media, that your friends will then be like, oh my gosh, I can't believe they went to that restaurant. Like Catch, or Mastro's, or Nobu, or what's been popping up are certain boba shops, or those ice cream shops with little neon lights. Everyone likes neon lights. So if you are a business owner, a solopreneur, entrepreneur, and you want to get into the food industry's place, just know that millennials are 70% of them are willing to spend more money so they can go to your place to take an Instagram-worthy photo. The other thing millennials are willing to spend money on, and I'm standing over here because again, I want to highlight this tree. This tree is awesome. The other thing millennials are willing to spend money on is convenience. So Uber, Lyft, DoorDash, Grubhub. Millennials are really, really interested in saving their time. The whole generalization of us living in a microwave society isn't necessarily a bad thing, and if anything, I see it more as time efficiency. I recently bought a microwave for that fact, and I think I was going about, I don't know, 7 months without a microwave, but when I bought that thing, oh my gosh, it saved me so much, not only time, but it also saved me money. And to put stats on that, 50% of millennials are willing to spend on convenience. Another thing that millennials love is tech advances. So obviously the iPhone 11 came out. Whoa. I have the iPhone 7 Plus. For me, personally, I don't really care about tech advances when it comes to phones. However, what I will spend money on when it comes to tech, especially in this new passion of mine, is videography. So I just recently bought a new dead cat, SIM card, stuff to really grow my business. Now, one thing to note is whether you're a parent, aunt, uncle, grandparent, or even a business owner selling to the millennial demographic, 81% of millennials that they're willing to spend more money when the company represents and stands for a good cause. For me personally, I love Toms. So I'm literally taking off my shoes. I have 3 pairs of Toms because I love Toms. First of all, I never thought I could rock Toms, but just the fact that I know that someone else is getting one, like, that's really cool. I'm willing to spend more money on that to really be able to back up charitable causes. You know, millennials, I'm speaking for myself, but also generalization. I'm really interested in making a difference, and I want to see my dollar not only just be exchanged on a transaction basis, but I want to see and know how it's making a difference in the world. So for gift ideas, you know, we've got Christmas and the holidays coming up. If you're a parent or if you are in relationship to a millennial, not necessarily romantic, but just if you know another millennial, you might be, you know, if you're watching this and you're thinking, ooh, what should I get Nick? Just know that millennials really are craving connection. So I personally think that we've got it the best because, you know, we know, quote unquote, what life was like before the iPhone and also what life was like after the fact. So with all of that being said, millennials are willing to spend money. I'm willing to spend money on things that really provide a connection. So I love going to coffee shops because it also comes with a conversation that I'm going to be having with the person that I'm at a coffee shop with. Or music festivals. It's a shared experience, and there's a connection with all the different participants in the audience listening to the music. Concert venues, travel, there's an experience of connection, whether it's to themselves, whether it's to another person, or just connection to the culture or a new place, or to the Instagram-worthy food. Now, a recent survey surveyed the millennial spending, and the average millennial spends about $47,000 a year, which is almost $4,000 a month. Now, depending on where you live, a large chunk of that could go towards rent, a large chunk of it could go towards student loans, credit card payments, car loans, as well as all the other things that I mentioned. So I hope that gives you a little insight on what millennials spend money on. Again, I want to highlight this beautiful tree, and if you want to take your finances to the next level and elevate your money mindset, check out these videos here, and remember to click subscribe, be one with the like button, and I will see you next time.